this is something to keep in mind, you guys, every single step of the way. And Angela Myers can speak to this. She's one of the gals in our DTL circle. It's called the DTLC, the Step Out Leadership Circle. But you think, oh, I've got the switch point in the road and I figured it out. And now I'm moving forward. Okay, now it's a done deal. Okay, we're good. We're solid. Until the next switch point, right? And it kind of feels like, what the heck? Like I was just here. But the beautiful thing is that, like I was telling my daughters who feel this way too, like, what's the point if every single time I'm going to be up leveling and I'm going to have something more difficult to deal with? It's that it gets easier, it gets better in a lot of different ways. And he is taking you on this plane, on this level that is helping you become more effective and more efficient in the way you do it. Think about Joseph Smith. You think about when he started as this 14-year-old boy, and then even as a 17-year-old boy, and then a 21-year-old, and you see how he spoke and the way he thought. And then you see as he's being tutored, divinely tutored, how he shifts and the way that he takes in information and the way he puts it all together and the way that his vision expands. Like, it's incredible. You get to the Ken Follett sermon and you're like, oh my word. Like the way that he was able to become and become and become and become. That's what the Lord wants us to do. And in my opinion, what I'm seeing is he's trying to train us in this way of becoming. I don't think that he's so worried about whether we get a newsletter or how we know how to speak in front of a big audience or whatever, even though that's what I do and I teach them how to do it. I don't think he's so concerned about that as he is about that we get really comfortable is maybe not the right word, familiar with this process and get all in, get invested in this process and embrace it. Because he's got a whole lot more for us to do, for ourselves, for our families, to influence other people. And as we catch that vision, as we get on board and we go, I'm all in on this train. Like, it's going to have stops and starts and it's going to break down. It's going to have all these things, but it's okay. I'm all in on this train. He can take us to places we cannot even imagine. I'm so sorry. One more story. So I was interviewing, I do a podcast host for LDS PMA. And I got to, it's Latter-day Saint Publishing Media and Arts. And I got to interview Camille Frank Olson. Anybody know who that is? Are you familiar with her? She's a scholar, Latter-day Saint scholar, female scholar. She was the only female scholar in the Department of Ancient Scripture with 13 other married men as a single woman who was traveling over to Jerusalem, right? And everyone's giving her the look like, what the heck? Anyway, she got flack. Like, she was not following the Lord's commandment that she was married and having children. So she's like, I am following the Lord's commandment. It's exactly what he told me to do. But anyway, I'm interviewing her and she was talking about the process of this up leveling and allowing the Lord to take you places that you couldn't even imagine. She's like, I'm from Tremont in Utah. I thought I was just going to be married and have a bunch of kids. And she then became dean of LDS Business College and then dean of the department chair of Department of Ancient Scripture Study and all of these things and co-writing all these books and all of these experiences, crazy experiences. And she's like, I never thought that I would be here. But what was it that she did? I listened. It's such a good interview. She just shares how every step of the way she was open. She didn't even like some of the things he was asking her to do, but she was open to the way that he was having her do it and saying, I want you here. And now I don't want you there anymore. I want you over here. And just going with it. So that nudge is just, that loving nudge is huge, you guys.